With a hot shot on it.
So in George's toolbox, he's got a rather special spanner, so it's both a 27 and a 28.
Is that adjustable? Multi-size.
So what's happened here, the rubber donut between the engine and pump has failed.
On your fingers. There you go.
Blimey.
So there's a key bed there.
Gosh, that's been hot. Jeez.
Oh yeah, bearings all gone in here, look. Oh no, it's key bed gone. Well,
I wonder if that was the problem. The key went, and then
bearings gone in there.
what, the bearings in that gearbox?
Look. It's gone tight now, but I'm sure there's play on that shaft.
Because if that's running out of key and all the bearings have gone in there, it could explain why it's not getting pump efficiency. If it's straining and teasing inside there.
You can feel the play in that.
Is that metal?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You can hear the play.
It don't bode well, does it? Costs are going up. So Paul's just setting up the rubber donut. Well, there's a rubber donut goes in that casting.
That's it. Bit more. Yeah. Right. Yeah, okay. Down a bit.
So Monday morning or Sunday night, the coils didn't quite tighten up on the drum there. So in the middle here, we had a gap. So when the coils went back, the second layer dropped into that void. In essence, actually ruined the timing. And by the time it got to about here, it climbs the drum, and it really made it it gouged out on those bolts down there. Just about to see, gouged into the pipe and actually tore a hole in the pipe. So it all got very messy very quick, and it's been parked here. They've sent us a flange now, so we can cut the pipe and rejoin it together without having to waste the last 80 metres. Anyway, so we've got that pulled out, ready to see if our temporary repair holds it. But in the meantime, the pump repaired. We'll put the new pump on. We brought it down here last night, which was, Friday night. So in the meantime, Got all the new pump on in there, as you see. All should be well. However, oh, left it on. The pump starts. It will start up and then stop after about 7 seconds, and then it will restart and stop. And it'll do that 3 times. You think, what the hell's up with this? But the engine revs is recording as being like 133 revs, which is not actually really doable. So it made me think perhaps it's got a tachometer not telling the electrics it's actually running, because it needs about idles at 800 to 1000 RPM. So that's what I'm on with this morning. We all just got too tired last night. But anyway, subsequently found a tachometer, or a counter deep in there. Just pulled the battery out. So what I'm going to do is pop that out, make sure the end's not snapped off or it's not too far away. And I guess that measures off the flywheel. So just remove this tachometer. Now this registers the flywheel teeth, I'd imagine, maybe, or something else like a hole. But I've just cleaned the end off and it's proper crusty with like a carbonised baked oil, as you can see from my fingers. But anyway, don't particularly know what to do now. Yeah, I haven't got my glasses on, but I know that, or I can feel that's rounded. So where the teeth are on the flywheel in here, it's obviously been a bit close, and obviously, well, not obviously to anybody else, but to us, the bearing in here, or the coupling in here failed. That actually, I did film it, didn't I? I went back and it all got very hot and nearly caught fire. Well, I'm surprised it didn't catch fire. It might have caught fire. So all kinds of swarf and metal and rubber was bouncing around it in here. And actually that kind of makes sense then, because that's rattling about in the bottom there as well. So all becoming clearer. And this is why I like to have a cup of tea and have time to think about it. Looking rather ripe now. Well, fortunately, you can hear the pump now. I kept winding the tachometer, if that's what you call it, the counter, the sensor. I kept winding it in. I turn each time until it recorded revs. I thought the worst thing what can happen is it can snap the tip of that sensor off. But anyway, it's recording the pulses. So before that was only saying 100 or 200 revs. So that's good. So what I'm doing now with this spanner, just in there's a gland. Because it's a new pump, you have to bed it in. What you're aiming for is like a grip a second, and that water going through the gland helps keep it cool. You need a drip. Spanner camera. It's a very fine line between spray and nothing. So when that hose reel, skipped its coils, it tore up and really like lathe gouged into the pipe. And this is kind of what we were left with. Doesn't look much, but on the underside, because that side was damaged, and it put an inch hole in the pipe. We tried melting the plastics back together, limited success. So in the end, we put a 50p size bit of rubber in it, and put one of these steel, I don't really call them, round it, really wound it up hard. And I was expecting this to be pissing out. But actually, that actually isn't too bad. That will get it in. It was just a quick fix because we had to pull the bobbin, pull the pipe off the bobbin to check the tracking. This might just about do. Just in case you're remotely wondering, these are marquee. What are they? Low hip height. Looking rather happy. I'm pleased with everything so far this year, considering it's a really challenging growing season. There's a few weedy beet, as there normally is in spring crops. A little ladybird at the bottom there. So what I'm checking for here is just to make sure the pipe is lining up with that drum nicely, so it's just keeping its own tautness or tightness against that, the next pipe. And that guide is merely a guide. You know, there's 2 bars down there. What is concerning me, I just saw that paint on the floor there, and the anti-wrap bar there. It's got like a 5-inch gap that side, and it's on the paint that side. Now that is weird. I need to have a look into that. It seems to have an 80s fringe today. If the hose is getting a bit of a mess, that bar intercepts it, pulls out, and then switches the unit off. It never did it the other day because that gap is so big that side and tight this side. The hose actually went the wrong side of it. So what we'll have to do is put a strap around and just twink it, because there's no way. There's nothing to adjust, which is a huge shame. But you see that gap there, the hose went through that and over the side, and if that gap had been filled with that top bar, that galv bar, all that hose kerfuffle wouldn't have happened. So that'll do. I'm good here. I'll go back and have a cup of tea. So on Monday morning when we got to it, there was 3 crossovers of pipe from where it is now. It was too awful to film. It's just lifting that bar now. So it had 2 options that it can either ride up or shove it. It's just starting to go wide on the hose. Here's a true wedge coming now, so if that didn't lift, you can see the way that hose tapers across, how it can soon shove it. I thought I'd better give you a conclusion, so I've just put the forklift on there, put a little strap on. Actually, it's quite soft, so I could have done it with a bar. But hey ho, it's tracked into the middle of that thing now, so the middle of that pipe section, so it should be good. So I'm in the peas, quite delighted with these this year. Probably the best we've grown in a while. Quite tender, it wouldn't take many hailstorms. These are the top of the recommended list for yielding and standing. And boy, aren't they? If they don't go flat, they'll combine astonishingly. Will they go flat? I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, at the minute, if I just wobble them, they're absolutely rigid. Now, are they going to be the famous last words? We'll see, we'll see. I'm quite excited about those. Just about to see the peas sat in the pods. Quite a small pea. I think they may be reed warblers. You can hear them, but you certainly can't see them. One about there, another one about there, another one about there. It's another world.